A major search and rescue operation took place in Yellowknife last week. Although it was only an exercise, the operation showed how a community can work together. Rescue organizations from across Western Canada and Nunavut took part. And so did media organizations who'd no doubt be present if an actual search was needed. CBC videographer Chantal Dubuc documented the exercise of the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association.
Whiskey Uniform Delta, Papa X-ray Yankee, go ahead. We're at the far end of the east end of Area F on the southern leg, heading back to Yellowknife.
We're looking for anything that is out of the ordinary, looking for people, equipment, aircraft, boats, cars, basically anything that we think could belong to someone that is in distress.
This is the Western Canada Search and Rescue exercise. We've got people from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northwest Territories, Nunavut. And what we tried to do at this one is we tried to mix everybody up so everybody got a chance to fly with somebody from another zone. My job today was the crew coordinator. As the planes were tasked out, I put together a crew for them, and they had one navigator and 2 spotters for each aircraft with the pilot.
First aid kit in this aircraft is behind that gray tarp that's got snapped on. There's a survival kit back there, first aid kit. I've got a handheld radio in my flight bag. It's already set on 121.5.
It gives us a chance to see how the other zones and how the other provinces do their training and how their procedures are maybe a little different than ours. And it shows us if our training is as universal as we would like it to be. We try to keep with a standardized type of training system, and this really tells us whether we're meeting that goal or not.
Usually when you have a search, you only have one incident and everybody's looking for the same thing. For this exercise, we wanted to have targets for all the crews, so we have a number of missing boats, we have some overdue campers, we have an overdue airplane or 2. The searches also represent the array of kinds of searches that we do in Casara.
Do we have an ETA on the Herc?
Herc is out there?
Herc is out at 1921. They commenced their search pattern.
Do you want the location?
I need to know because we've got guys that want to go out. We want to make sure that they don't miss the Herc flight. It was a little hectic at first, getting everybody we had 13 planes trying to get them out the door, all basically at the same time. But once we ironed out a couple of little bugs, it went actually pretty smooth.
My name is Ray Young. I'm with Casara, Manitoba. I'm a spotter. We went out on a search north of Yellowknife. We were tasked on an Oriole Null. On the way to the Oriole Null search, we detected an ELT, which is a transponder from an aircraft or an emergency beacon from an aircraft. We were granted permission to divert and do an ELT search, which I might say was successful. We were able to find the target. The target was up by the end of the runway of the Discovery Mine.
We teach the spotters a specific technique for spotting. It's they focus on one spot on the ground, and then they move and refocus, move and refocus, move and refocus, and then start and work it through a series of focus spots like that as they progress along the ground. The challenges are, especially in this country, because the ground is so flat and there's so much water, trying to find out any sort of a discernible landmark to check your progress is really difficult. And that's where the use of GPS comes into play quite a bit. The precision part of it is really the most critical part. If we find an area that didn't get searched well enough, we can send another aircraft out to research that area. And that's critical because it's really hard to spot something on the ground, even from 1,000 feet. And if we miss it, you know, that could be a survivor out there.
One of the important things that I've always believed in is give back to your community what your community can give for you. That's probably a layman's way of looking at it, but most people that get involved with Casara and other types of volunteer services say, you know what, if I was lost, you know, I sure hope somebody would be coming and looking for me. And then I felt, you know what, I'm an extra set of eyes in the back seat of an airplane, you know, perhaps maybe I can make a difference.